and friends and neighbors, or shall I say this afternoon.
Welcome back to the Steelers franchise. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. We're in week 2. We had a big win, impressive win against the Browns in week 1. We need to go in and choose our regional scouting focus. Basically what we're doing here is we're looking at the strength of the territory, and if there's anything that lines up with the current area scout, we obviously choose that, but here there is not. I'm thinking maybe we go left defensive end because it's listed as a strength. And this guy's specialty is corner, which is a defensive position. So let's go left end. Maybe that Brendan McCain, projected to go 18th, is a guy that's a steal, and we can move up to get him. Here, strength is corner, left guard, and wide out. Let's go with corner because he's a defensive specialist. I don't really think it matters, but all right. Now again, tight end is this guy's specialty. Why did I pick a specialist at tight end? Whatever. Another left defensive end, and then we got some linebackers here and a quarterback. I obviously don't need a quarterback. I'm going to try and go with a flyer here and just pick tight end and hope maybe we can get a stud. That the goal there would be, like, if I choose a really good tight end with my first pick, then maybe we can trade away like Foster, Moreau. Eric Ebron's going to be gone, so we kind of need a third tight end anyway. We might be able to get a young stud who's really fast and could be dangerous in the passing game that we could try and nurture into being a beast. Now here, strength is wide receiver, and that's what he's best at, so this one's pretty obvious. Go scout me some wideouts, and let's see if we can't get a stud wide receiver to continue to add to our depth chart, because our top 3 are admittedly starting to get up there in age just a little bit. So that's that. Now let's go to our weekly strategy against the Bears. Defend the outside run. That's fine with me. These guys are not very good offensively. Not sure really what Justin Fields has turned into, but I'm not super worried about them. Now, offensively, they are not very good against the run, so I guess let's stick with this. You know what? Let's go, since we're going to be simming this one, let's go blitz counter and go with a little bit more of a pass-heavy approach from a strategy perspective and see if Grant Crawford can't put up a big day without me. Sometimes he does, and I tend to struggle putting up huge numbers through the air because even if I pass for a bunch of yards, I usually end up throwing an interception at some point. It drives me crazy. And so, like, that's when I tend to just get angry at him and start running the ball more, and we get away from the aerial assault. So if we can get him a big day without me there to screw it up, let's do it. All right, so Meeks is getting an upgrade already. Now, he's pretty good stopping the run. Let's get him better at pass coverage. And he's already a pretty good player for as young as he is. I'm liking that. Trey Norwood, still just a depth guy, but he's pretty solid. Continues to get a little bit better. I like it. George Russell, he's a rookie, isn't he? Didn't we draft him just this year? Yeah. Rookie out of Tennessee. He could end up being pretty good. Now, Dennis Wright, he's balanced, which I like. Even though it says the scheme fit is utility, I need you to be a good blocker. I don't care as much about your pass catching skills. because I don't throw it to you that much anyway. All right, Quincy, you need to get better at stopping the run. You need to get better at a lot of stuff, but you at least have to be decent at stopping the run, and right now he is not. Same thing with Juan Mero. Now, last but not least, Buddy Johnson. Haven't heard that name in a while. We haven't really had to use him the last season or two because we've had Nick Morrow and Devin Bush in front of him. All right. Are we ready for week 2 action? We are. So let's get her done. Come on, guys. Get us a win here against the Bears. We're at home. And I think that we are the superior team anyway, so I really want to see a W here. Come on. Yeah, 42-35, so a little bit of a shootout. I'm not going to bother looking at the mock draft because this early in the season, it does not matter. As for re-signings, let's see who we've got up for negotiations. Okay, so TJ Watt. How much money do we have? Let's look at that. 122 million. So we've got a lot of money to spend. We got TJ Watt, Quincy Shields, Cam Sutton. We've got Grant Crawford, and he's actually not asking for that much, which makes me happy. And then we've got a depth corner. Why is this guy ahead of DeAndre Hughes in terms of the order of re-signing? Because usually it goes by their skill level. All right, so TJ Watt, he wants 2 years, $35 million. So about $18 million a year. What I am going to do is actually give him, he's still really good, and that superstar X factor is going to allow him to stay really good for a while. I'm going to sign him for a 4-year deal. Now we're going to drop the signing bonus down to $8 million. Remember, he wants $6 million a year, or $16 million a year, right? Let's actually drop this down to 7 mil. No, 7.5-ish. That gets him back to that 16 million a year that he's wanting. Let's see if he takes this offer right here. Okay, he wants more of a salary, but he was happy with the bonus. The signing bonus there, which is good, because now I know that I've got a little bit of wiggle room, perhaps with that. I can come down with the bonus, up with the salary, and hopefully get him signed to a 4-year contract. Now, Quincy Shields wants 3 years at $8 million a year. At 26 years old, and the star dev trait, he's the anchor of my defensive line, especially in the run-stopping game. So let's actually beef this up to a 5-year contract. Again, reduce the signing bonus. He wants $8 million a year. If I bring this down to 4, I got to jack the salary up a fair amount. But I think this could work. Let's see if he takes that. Bam! So we got him locked up long term. I like it. All right. And again, we still have a lot of cap room to work with, which is fantastic. Like, we've done a good job managing the salary cap to where we're still in really good shape at this point. Now, we won in week 2. We're going to continue to sim until we lose. They got Jameis Winston. I don't really think it matters what we do against an offense where Jameis Winston is at the helm. So let's stop the deep pass. Let's stay with the blitz counter. They are not very good against the pass, so I like that strategy. And then here we're going to go aerial assault. We will get an interception against Jameis Winston. I'm not worried about that at all. So there's some free points. And then, yeah, we'll get some sacks. So start the training here. Now, I want to go back and look at the box score from the game against the Bears to see how we got those 42 points, because I'm pretty sure it's probably a big day through the air. And let's see if we have any player upgrades first. We do. And we can use the staff points to buy that last upgrade that we needed. Ray, keep emphasizing your slot running, or your slot receiving abilities. Ben Richardson, he's already good as a receiving back. I want the elusive thing here because I'm hoping he gets better at his carrying rating. Come on. Yeah, that's big. Because he's a little bit of a liability as far as fumbles go. Alright, Jermaine Hackett. He's decent enough in the pass blocking to where we'll emphasize the power. Babineau, you got to get better at pass protection, dude. He's a liability there at just 59. So Dockery, he's returning punts for me, which is kind of interesting. And actually helps because it'll just get him some XP. And when you're young, if you can get a bunch of XP, you can develop pretty quickly. Sprinkle. How big is he? 5'11", so he needs to be able to run routes and get open. So let's emphasize that. And then Okorafor. He's good enough in pass protection that I'm going to just go with power here. He's a 70 in pass protection. We'll slowly kind of just work on both of those, I guess. He's about to the point where he's going to max out with his overall, but that's okay. All right, and now we've got the staff points for the last upgrade, which I believe was reveal one player's... No, it's not that one. Oh my gosh, move over. Is it this one? Yeah. So I can pick somebody to reveal. Let's go with Russell. Well, what is he, guys? Doesn't matter. He's probably just a star, so... Superstar is a bonus, obviously, but I don't think we're going to get that lucky with him. Oh, who got signed? Okay, so Okorafor is coming back from injury. We'll plug him back in at left tackle. Let's actually go in here and look at Russell to see what that dev trait is. Although it's not going to let me because I want him ahead there. Come on now. And didn't I have him in the game here? Let's make sure that he stays in. What's going on here? They keep putting Wilson in front of him. We're going to leave him third on the depth chart there. Everybody that's ahead of him has earned it. So I want to go to the roster and see what his dev trait is. So, D tackle, George Russell, star. Kind of what we expected, but it's still better than normal. All right, so let's look at the box score from last week, and then we're ready to sim this week's game. What's going on here? Okay, sorry, I got a message. I was checking. 42-35. They aired it out on us big time. See, Crawford, 2 interceptions. Come on, man. We got 6 sacks. Benny Snell, another really good day. Crawford, not only did he throw 2 interceptions, he also fumbled. Mooney, a nice day. Claypool, a nice day. Who the heck is this guy? Deontay, Juju, Richardson, just 1 catch, but it was for 29 yards. Freiermuth was a little bit more involved. Moreau gets a catch. So who had all of our sacks? 1.5 for Shields and Watt. Colbert got 1. Monroe gets 1. And then Jackson and O'Neal combined for 1. So, still not crazy about the numbers that Crawford is putting up right now. 3 interceptions and a fumble through 2 games. You have to be better than that. And he's on his own again in this one, but it's against the Dolphins, and we're at home. The Dolphins are not a very good football team. We get the Lions next week, so we have a chance to get off to a very good start this season. Come on, boys. 35-7. That's what I'm talking about. Now, let's take a look at the box score. No interceptions. Come on, Grant Crawford. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 4 TDs, no interceptions. We didn't get a pick on Jameis Winston, but he only had 10 completions for 129 yards, and we sacked him 3 times. Benny Snell, another really good day. McFarland getting involved. Through the air, nice day for Freiermuth. Johnson, Smith-Schuster each getting a touchdown. Not much out of Claypool. Richardson, 22 yards, 2 touchdowns out of the backfield. Good job, buddy. That's what we signed him for, or drafted him for. All right, let's look at sacks. Shields, Watt, and Monroe. That's our, trio of terror right there. Those guys are all getting to be pretty darn good. Now we go on the road to play the Lions. Another game I feel like we should win. I'm betting that Grant Crawford got Player of the Week in the AFC, so let's look at that real quick. Yep. So good job, Mr. Crawford. That's the kind of outing that I want to see from you. I don't even care that much about the touchdowns or the yards. Just take care of the football. So we're 3-0. They're going to say, what's the deal here? Why are you guys so successful? We're going to praise the team mentality, or preach the team mentality. Now we got to go beat the Lions, and I guess maybe we'll get an XP boost for that or a staff points bonus, which I don't really care about anymore. All right, so it's TJ Watt re-signing time. Remember, he was happy with the bonus, but not with the salary. So let's reduce this a little bit and boost that. Will you take it? He still wants more salary. So next week, we're just going to beef up the salary and get him signed. All right. We need to set our strategy against the Lions here. We got some player upgrades to do, and then we go beat the Lions. They've got a young quarterback. They throw it a lot. They throw it pretty well from the looks of things. So yes, let's defend the deep pass. Blitz counter strategy has worked pretty well. We haven't been getting sacked a lot, and at least last week we threw it pretty effectively. So let's try it again. Let's get an interception, get those first downs, throw for 275, and get some sacks. Those are our general goals for the foreseeable future, especially in games that we're simming. Games that we're going to play, we might shy away from that 275-yard passing goal, but I kind of want to be a little bit more pass heavy, so we might stick with that. Lions coming into this one 2-1, so don't write them off here. They're not the same Lions they used to be, apparently. All right, we're going to go with field general and try and keep him getting more and more accurate. I like the awareness boost. That will help him in games that we sim. DeAndre Hughes, he's already good in pass protection, so we're going to just keep boosted power for him as we go forward. Pat Freiermuth gets one. Let's go possession. Usually get some blocking updates with that one anyway, so that's perfect. Dan Moore. He's pretty well balanced, so we'll go with power. Braylon Arnold. Get better at run support, please. He's just a backup anyway. Marvin Wilson, our depth D tackle. Just stop the run. Durant, our backup left guard. Get better at pass protection, please. And then, did I see Devin Bush? Heck yeah. He's a stud. Alright. Let's see here. Are we ready to go for week 4? Who's coming back? Ray. Let's go in here and just make sure there's nothing squirrely going on with the wide receiver depth chart. I don't think there will be. Yeah, I like that the way it is. And then if we go to the slot, that's the one that I'm kind of worried about. Yeah, we'll leave Juju in that role. Keep Johnson on the outside. That's fine. All right. So, let's get it. Can we win 3 in a row simulating? Get to where we'd be taking on the Ravens at home at 4-0. Let's do it, boys. Yeah, 38-31. It was close. Their offense apparently is pretty good. We'll see how Grant Crawford did as far as taking care of the football. We got our win, and we get XP for everyone. 2,500 points. I love it. So we should be getting some player upgrades, especially farther down the depth chart. More weekly awards. Who do we got? TJ Watt, 3 sacks. So he is making a bid for more money in this negotiation process with a game like that. All right, so we've got Lamar Jackson coming up. As always, we will try and slow down the passing. That'll give us some boosts in the secondary. Then we just got to go stop him on the ground. I'm not going to have any control over it because we are going to sim again. We're riding the gravy train until it runs dry. They're 4-0. We're 4-0. We're at home. This is a big game in the AFC North early in the season. All right. TJ wants more salary. I'm not going to be shy here. Like, we got to get him locked up. And we've got plenty of money to do it. Come on, dude. Cam Sutton wants a 1-year deal worth $5 million. At 30 years old, he's been so good for us. Let's at least make the offer, but we're going to reduce both by a little bit here and see if he takes 4.9 instead of 5.1 basically. There we go. Plus, I think I have the Fountain of Youth set to cover corners. So that's going to help us. All right. Grant Crawford. He wants a 4-year deal. I want to lock him up long term. We're going to go 7 years. Going to reduce the signing bonus down to 4.5. Actually, let's make it 4.4. He wants, what is that? 13 million a year. So 7. I need to come way up here, I think. Let's go right there and just see if, let's actually start at 8.5 and see if he takes 90 million over 7 years. Boom! So we've got our QB of the future locked up. Now, Braylon Arnold, we signed as a stopgap backup strong safety. 73 overall, and he's already 27. He's not going to get any better, really. I think we're going to let him go. We might re-sign him in free agency for a 1-year deal, but I don't want him for a long-term contract, and I'm calling 2 years long-term with a guy like that. So, wait, let's go in and look at the box score. I don't think we did that yet for the Lions game. So, 4 wins in a row out of the gate, and we're putting up about 35 points a game. Looks like we had a huge day on offense. Our defense actually held them to, a decent amount of yards, but they managed to score some points anyway. We got 4 sacks. Grant Crawford, 375 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and no sacks. 3 more touchdowns for Benny Snell. He's having a huge year. He did fumble, though. DeAndre Swift had a decent day for them. Richardson, a couple of carries. McFarland, 6 carries, just 4 yards. Come on, dude. Deontay had a big day. Claypool, a nice day. Juju was all right. I'm not going to go down any farther. Let's see who had our sacks. Oh, yeah, TJ Watt had 3, and Zach Monroe got the other one. All right, so another solid day there. Grant Crawford playing pretty good football now. Still 3 INTs through 4 games, but he's on track with these last couple. All right. So strategy against the Ravens. We're going to basically stick with the same stuff that we've been doing. These guys like to run the football, so I like the idea of defending the outside run. And we're going to stick with blitz counter. It's been working. Let's go with throw 2 TDs, get you a bunch of first downs, throw for 275, and let's get some sacks again. We've got so many sack threats on this defense that 3 sacks a game is like almost an expectation anymore. Like if we don't get 3 sacks, it's like, what the heck happened, guys? What are we doing out there? So, all right, let's look at what we got for player upgrades because we got some extra XP there. Garrison Farr, get better at the slot. Gonna keep trying to kind of make him a specialist, and he's getting to where he's usable at this point. He's about where Ray was back in the day. Myro, you need to be better at stopping the run. He's just bad, let's be honest. Oscar Beal getting 1. I like it. He must be doing a decent job so far. I mean, the team is 4-0. So, alright, Justin Lane. Get him a slot upgrade. He probably got a man upgrade at the same time. Philip Peralta. Yeah, we'll go with power. He's going to be pretty good considering he's a guy that I don't really have plans to use as a starter because of his injury challenges. So we'll have to figure out what to do with him whenever he gets to the point where he's as good as or better than Kendrick Green. Highsmith, continue to get better in pass coverage. He's turned into a pretty good player for us. All right, Foster Moreau gets 1. Let's go with get better at blocking. It's probably not the best decision, honestly. If you go with the possession one, they usually get some blocking bonuses anyway, so I kind of regret that. All right, Meeks, I need you to be better in pass coverage. McElroy, coming off the edge, just go get some sacks, dude. He's decent as a backup. Now, Juju, he's our slot receiver right now. So let's just keep him emphasizing that archetype. So that's a bunch of good upgrades there. And are we ready to sim again? Or do we have more going on? I actually want to look at something here in the talent tree or whatever. Where's the one where it's the Fountain of Youth? Because I want to see if I need to actually select it. It's right here. Like if I go here and click on it, maybe, I don't know if I need to pick that each season or what the deal is, because I don't feel like we picked it. Maybe we picked it during the preseason. Like we unlocked it then and chose it then. I feel like I would have put it on corner, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, so now I think we're ready to go. So, we got a tough one here against Baltimore. It's going to basically come down to how Lamar Jackson plays, you would imagine. So, do we win? We do. 27-21. 5-0. Let's keep it going. We'll do one more game this episode before we call it and, back out, start over next episode. So we get the win here. The entire team gets another 1,000 XP. And we are rolling, y'all. 5-0. A game up on the Browns and the Ravens. That was a huge game. Prospect Spotlight. These are usually trash. But tight end Eddie Nevari, we'll actually look at him because we kind of want to draft a tight end anyway. So let's go put a highlight on him. And we'll take a look at what he's got going for him anyway. So, scout college players. Let's drop it down to tight ends. Alright. Eddie Nevari, projected to go second or third round. We're going to go ahead and put the heart on him, but now let's see what he can do. We don't know much about him there. Concentration drops. I'm not real worried about that because they say that about a lot of guys. Physicals. He's got great speed. Doesn't have very good acceleration or change of direction, but he's got great agility and great strength and jumping. Skills, he's got B awareness. He's not a very good pass blocker. But that's a maybe. There's actually some potential there with a guy like that. So that might be somebody that we look at maybe in the second or third round if he's there. Some of it will depend on what else we learn about him between pro days and additional scouting or whatever. So, all right, we got to get... Who is it that still hasn't signed? Is it TJ? Yeah, he still wants more salary. And we've got plenty of money. Let's just keep going up. That's $68 million over 4 years. If we do this, it's $70 million, which is basically double the length that he wanted and about double the cash that he wanted over that stretch. You better freaking take this, dude. Come on! I mean, he's worth it, but still. I was kind of lowballing him up to that point, to be honest. I didn't really do the math very well there. All right, against the Bengals, yes, we're going to try and defend the outside run, slow down Joe Mixon. Let's stay with blitz counter. Actually, they're pretty good against the pass, but I don't care. We're going blitz counter. It's worked for us the last few times that we used it, so... All right, let's go. We'll get an interception on Joe Burrow. We're going to get our first downs. We'll get 275, and yes, we will get our 3 sacks. That might be a little bit tough if they run the ball a lot with Mixon, but we'll see. All right. So 5-0. One more game in the conference here, or in the division. If we can win this one, we really solidify ourselves as the clear favorite in the AFC North. So let's see here. We've got player upgrade, sprinkle. Is he the guy that was kind of short? Yeah. So we're going to continue to emphasize route running with him. Key for his success is going to be the ability to get open. Edward Evans gets one. We'll choose power, but we won't get any power unless we get lucky. Yeah, just awareness. So dumb. Anthony McFarland. He's very one-dimensional, but he's a pretty good elusive back at this point in his career, so he's an option for us at least. McDonald, he's become a pretty good player. Him and Highsmith are basically the same player right now, but McDonald is younger. George Russell, get better at run stopping. We'll keep emphasizing that until he's up to about an 80. Dennis Wright gets another blocking upgrade. And if I look at that, okay, so he got +1 there. He got +1 with utility as well, and I think that's twice in a row that has happened. So that's working out. I'm going to continue to go with elusiveness for him, and hopefully he gets another carrying boost. No, he didn't. That's okay. He got some awareness. That'll help a little bit, maybe. Babineau, you need to get to where you're a usable option in pass protection. Right now, you're really not. Quincy Graham is not very good in general. So let's just emphasize his speed rushing ability, and maybe he's at least good enough at that one dimension to be a decent backup option. Dotson, he's pretty good in pass protection. You know what, though? Let's try and keep them balanced. All right, some more good upgrades there. This team is... I feel like we're loaded at this point. We're deep. We're still fairly young at a lot of key positions. So we're still in a position to where we could end up being really good for a long time. All right, this is going to be the last game that we sim this episode. It's the Bengals. I believe we're at home here, aren't we? And this would be another nice win if we can pull it off. And we lost. Dang it. Well, that's all right. We'll jump back into the next episode, and basically in the same boat we were this time, where we'll play. If we win, we'll sim a bunch until we lose. And we got the Packers next week, so that'll be an interesting matchup. All right, what went wrong here? Crawford threw an interception and got sacked a couple times. We didn't get any sacks on Burrow. We didn't get any picks. We got our 3 sacks. Those numbers for Crawford aren't that bad, so I don't put this on him. And we did a decent job slowing down Mixon. We just didn't run the ball. So, Jamar Chase had a solid day. Freiermuth was pretty good. Juju a good day. Johnson a good day. Claypool was all right. Higbee with 2 touchdowns. Devin Bush a big day. A ton of tackles. Monroe and Watt had our sacks. There's a surprise. B.J. Hill had the one for them. Who had the interception? Logan Wilson. So a linebacker picked us off. And that might have been the difference in the game. But either way, we're 5-1. We're still in pretty good position in the division. But if the Browns and Ravens won this week, we got a 3-way tie. Let's see. They both lost. So now it's a 3-way tie for second, and we're still a game up for first. So we'll leave all this stuff for between weeks to do in the next episode. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?